We've got hawksbeard, crested cowweed, oxeye daisy, dandelions, fodder vetch. Naming them all I find is quite poetic. Some of the names are really beautiful and lovely, and maybe I wasn't familiar with all the names, so some of them are quite new. People's understanding or concept of the countryside is often, if you ask the colour, they'll say green, but actually that's industrially managed green. This small 1 acre rewilded meadow has given forth a huge range of colours, and I do feel that, you know, if I go away somewhere, I'm going to miss something, so it's kind of quite addictive actually doing this, yeah. I'm inspired by the landscape that I found myself in. I mean, I'm actually a townie, so it was quite a big change to come and live here. I'm a city person. It sounds strange, but I was terrified of using colour again because I'd got so used to using monochrome, and that was kind of my whole mindset. And then a friend came by and she asked if she could come into the meadow and collect a few materials, and then she showed me the colours, and I found them so beautiful they actually made my heart leap. They're very subtle and they're kind of quite tender, and I felt confident to start working with them, and it's given me a lot of pleasure. Because the ceramic is still slightly porous, it will absorb the pigment, the water and the pigment, and it stays there. I mean, it could be that over a long period of time, you know, the colour might change a little bit, but it is staying there. That one's been burnished, and this one. So really, the idea, it came from a book by Mark Cocker, who's a naturalist who lives in East Anglia, and he was describing the thousands and thousands of acres of agricultural land that goes across Norfolk, Suffolk into Essex, and he described them as fertiliser green. And so really I wanted it to be a chromatic statement of the biodiversity in the meadow compared to what's all around. So it's like an oasis here, and if you were to see it from the air looking down, you would just see a tiny little patch, which is this acre, surrounded by many thousands of acres of farmland. It felt very freeing not to just be completely restricted by ceramic as a material, but bringing different elements into it to make it richer. In other countries like America or the ceramic artists I know in India, they're much freer because they bring other elements, and they see it more as a kind of, well, a fine art practice really, where it's about concepts and ideas. Yeah.